Okay, guys, I've put together a slideshow. Please add to it. I'm going to send it out into the group and you can add to it. I'm sure you've all got lots of ideas, but I think it can be a really useful guide for anybody else who genuinely wants to work from home. I know we don't have a choice at the moment. We've got another week in lockdown, and I think it will be a slow progress for afterwards for people to want to see you in person again for a while. So I think getting really, really good at doing stuff from home allows you to genuinely offer an opportunity where people can work from home around their kids, knowing that you've done it. So let's put it in place now so we can use it in the future. So let's add to this as we go. First of all, asking the question. These are ideas about how to get into that whole conversation about we have a business opportunity. Are you keen to have a look? Okay, so I'm just going to go through a few slides. Feel free to add. Right, this is handwritten, so it's not clever. I've just written out a form, anybody can do this, from entitled Family, Recreation, Occupation and Message, because we have to, as Jeff has said, and you've heard this before, people have to know how much you care before they care how much you know. And that is so true. You've got to build a connection. So the well-known phrase of form is family, occupation, recreation and message. I've turned it around now because I think occupation at the moment is where we're getting to in the conversation. So I would always start with family. How are you doing? How are you finding lockdown? How are you coping with the family? How are the kids? Are you going mad? Are you finding plenty to do? Moving on to recreation. Are you getting outdoors a lot? Are you doing lots of activities? Or are you sat in front of the telly most of the time? Are you on the bottle? Have a bit of a joke. Gin and tonics out early, that kind of thing. And then it can be in one conversation. It can be in many conversations. Your aim is to get into the conversation about occupation. How are you finding working from home? Are you still working? Is your income still coming in as normal, or are you struggling financially? And that's when, at the moment, obviously things will change, but at the moment, that's where you get most of your message of whether there's a want, need or desire. I mean, some people, even at family, might be going, I love being home with the kids. I wish I could normally do that. Aha. Write that down. Remember that. Recreation isn't going to offer you a great deal, I suppose. It's nice to have more time, maybe they could say. It's nice to have more time to be able to do sport. It's nice to slow down and relax a little bit, not be quite so chaotic in my life. I mean, that's also an in to let them know that there is another way. They don't have to be doing that grind of sitting on the motorway for an hour in the morning and doing that long, full day of maybe not doing something they enjoy. And then onto occupation, obviously, it's going to be financial worries or, oh God, I'm so relieved not to be at work. Those kind of issues, they're all messages. We're looking for that message. And when we get to the fourth cue line, the one that I've entitled message, that's really our time to put together what we've gleaned from family, recreation, occupation to be able to find what message we want to send to them. Okay, I'm going to move on. So what I've done is I've just written out names: John, Jack, James, Jill, Justin, Julia, Jackie, Jane, and Jim. And I've put a cross by John because he didn't respond to my initial text or message on Messenger, and nor did Jane and Jim. But the others all came back to me. I started with an arrow, but I actually just thought I'd put a tick across. And then I moved on immediately from my initial message to James, who came back straight away. He was there, he wanted to talk, so I carried on to occupation. With Jackie, she not only wanted to talk, but we got so far in our conversation and we went to message. For the others, I just did a brief message and felt there wasn't really the opportunity to move on, and I will move on tomorrow or the next day with the next message, and I'll put that in my book to know where I'm at. So this is just an idea of what maybe you can do. You're trying to move a conveyor belt along, so you've always got people in your messages. You've always got people you're actually talking to about being able to help them with a different... Okay, I've written it out so you can read it. Create a report. F stands for family. How are you getting on lockdown? How are the kids? What are you doing to keep yourselves busy, to make time in your lockdown? Fun. And then you can obviously put a little bit in yourself, like my youngest is struggling to focus on school, I would say. What are your main issues? So you're actually asking, what are your main issues? What are your concerns? R stands for recreation. Have you managed to get outside much? We're doing loads of walking. How about family games? Josie and I have had Monopoly Deal mega competition going on at the moment. I'm 3 up, but probably not for long. You've got to do a bit of input yourself to create the conversation, allow it to continue. O stands for occupation. Are you managing to do any work? How are you finding working from home? Have you got some income coming in? And M stands for money or message. I've said that already. If you're struggling with words, ask the right questions. So things like, how are you enjoying being home with the kids all day? They're actually asking, is it something you'd like to do all the time? But you're not asking it. So you've got to use actually targeted questions that are a bit clever. So write out some of these. What are you finding to be your biggest struggles being in lockdown? Now, that's a great question, because they're going to tell you whether it's financial struggles, whether it's struggles being at home with the kids, or whether it's time struggles, being bored and what not to do. I mean, you're going to get specific. Most of them, I think at the moment, it will be financial. So that will get you straight to the point. How are you finding working from home? Has this affected the income coming into your household much? Now, I don't know how open you are with conversations about money, but there's nothing wrong with asking that. If they ask you, like, what are you doing? How's your work going? You've got to say something positive, because what you're trying to do is offer them your business. So you need to find something you feel comfortable with, but something like, I feel really blessed that I have an online business, that I can work from anywhere. So I'm one of the very lucky few who's benefiting from this chaos. That's what I would say. And if they then ask, what do you do? Which is what you hope they do, but we don't, do we, sometimes? Because we go, oh my God, what happens if they ask me? Okay, so you've got to have something prepared. So this is just something I came up with, but you can make it simpler or in your own words. I help people set up a consumer base of exciting in-demand technologies and products online to generate passive income using social platforms. You can just say, I help people make money online. You can keep it as simple or make it as complicated as you like. Message ideas, right? This is where I could do with people adding some more, okay? So I've put throughout the whole conversation, build up and work through family, occupation, recreation with patience. So don't be in a rush to get to the end. You can do it over 3 or 4 conversations. The intention is to find out if they have a want, need or desire. So actually you can stay on occupation for a while and keep asking questions. You can stay on the whole, how are you feeling about working from home? Are you finding, I'm quite enjoying it. I'm enjoying the slow down of life. I'm enjoying being in control of the day. Get to the bottom of how they're feeling. And once you've got a clear understanding of their situation, then use that knowledge to connect and share your solution to whatever their problem, want, need or desire is. Okay, that's all I've put on there. You could just say something along the lines of, I know that your situation is hard at the moment and your job is on the line. You are and pick what they are, whether they're a positive person, whether they're a people person, entrepreneur, person I admire because of, a fun person, creative, open-minded person, pick one. With online income being the way of the future, earning from home, taking control and having the option to work when and where you want and create earnings based on your efforts and needs daily, weekly and monthly. I have a solution that offers all that and think you would love what I do or think you'd be really good at what I do. I have a 4-minute video that my business partner has created and I'm happy to forward it to you if you'd like to have a look. I mean, put that in your own words, but that's the gist of it. You've just got to talk openly. Now, this is something Mel gave me. She had success with this the other day and I asked her to forward it to me. So I've just enlarged her text, which is why it's slightly funny shape. Hey, are you open to multiple streams of income? So I suggested to her that maybe you just say, are you open to an additional stream of income? I'm not sure multiple is the best word, but anyway, it worked for her. I like what you do on Facebook and all your posts and stories. That's great. So she's given her a compliment. Part of my business is online and might interest you. I'll send you through a little video to watch. So she didn't even ask, she just said, I'll send you through a little video to watch. Take a look and see if there's anything there that interests you. That's great. I love that. So adapt that to suit you. Send the video and then just go back to them and say, hey, have you watched the video? And then she's come back, I'll show you. She said, hi, I just watched it and wow, I would love to know more. Now that's the ideal response. That's what you want. Fabulous. Let's talk. Is tomorrow good? Best thing to do is set you up with an account and then you can access info online. I'll send you another video that talks about the compensation plan and maybe we should chat tomorrow. Yeah, I was just going to say tomorrow might be best. I'm an early to rise, blah, blah, blah. Sounds good though. Look forward to hearing, researching more. Chat tomorrow. Oh, what a great conversation Mel had. So if any of you have other successful conversations that have worked well, please forward them and I'll add them to this because it all helps. That's as far as oh no, I haven't. Okay. And then I've got, if they say yes, make a time to call them back after they have watched it. Call or message. I'll change that. It only takes 4 minutes, so I would say, can you watch it in the next hour? If they say yes, I would then say, I'll call, message you in an hour to find out your thoughts and answer any questions. Take their number if you don't have it. I mean, if you're not calling them, you don't need to take their number. If you just want to do it on message, that's fine. What in the video created most interest? What did you like best about the video? What excited you most? Those are the ideal questions because you're trying to get them to talk about the positives of the, but lead on. You'll get an idea of their interest. I mean, Mel did it very simply but she did it. That's the thing. We just got to do it. Do it your way. It doesn't matter. It's better to do something than to do nothing. Set up a 3-way call messenger with upline so that they can validate you and help with any questions and show that there is team support. Or do what Mel did. And I'm going to ask Andrea and anybody else who's got any other ideas to add to this. Jan, whoever. Okay, now that's as far as I've got. Are you getting an idea? Would this be helpful for a new person? And can we add more to it? Those are my questions to you next. So I'm going to put this in the group. Please add to it or send me additions and I'll add to it. And we'll get it all a bit more neater and a bit more up together. But that's what I've been trying to put together. It's taken me a while, I know. But anyway, speak soon.